Asgard here, and I've been wanting to do a video like this for quite a while. Just something that always annoyed me with anime in general. You find a series that you like, but you never get that ending, that next season, that conclusion. You're always left hanging or being told, hey, go read the source material, or you watch a series and wonder, is this one ever gonna get more of it? And probably gonna die like No Game No Season 2 and so many other series that never got a sequel. And I just wanted to have a few series here, like 20 in this video, various types, genres. I'm not gonna go into spoilers, just a short overview of the series. I'm not even gonna show the trailer. If you haven't watched some of these, it's gonna be great to go into them blind, but also have that security that you know they're gonna have an actual ending, and a good ending. This is focused with series that actually end on a good note here, compared to the last videos I made when I had the worst endings in anime that really annoyed me. If you guys want to see the other side of the coin, I highly suggest you check out the other video. But here we're gonna have the series that have an actual conclusion. Not all of them, because there are some that are actually gonna get a full adaptation. I wanted to put some of them here, but I thought, hey, as of recording right now, they haven't ended yet, and kind of break the rule of this video in a way. So I wanted to put maybe Golden Kamuy, which more people need to watch Golden Kamuy. Final season is confirmed, but it's not yet aired, and other series along those lines here. I talk more about them in other videos, but yeah, let's get into the list here in no particular order. Anime series with an actual conclusion. Now, the first one should probably be very obvious: Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It's one of the series that I can definitely say it's the complete package. Great world, great characters, the power system, the emotions, the world building, and the conclusion are so good. It's one of the best anime series in general. This is kind of like a staple in anime. If you interact with the community or anybody, pretty much everybody knows at least of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, even if they haven't watched it here. And I'm talking about you, Gigak, there, by the way. But the series is amazing, and I'm glad when I watched it. I also watched the original, the 2003 one, which is good also, but definitely the Brotherhood. And so many other series kind of use this terminology when people are talking about them. Man, I wish this series would get a Brotherhood treatment, like a remake following the source material and giving proper respect to what they did here. But the alchemy, the power system, like I said, and some of the things that happen hit quite hard with Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think one flaw for it probably be the comedy. Kind of has that 2000 vibes to it. Hasn't aged quite well, but that's such a minor nitpicking flaw with it that I'm sure pretty much nobody is even gonna consider it. But Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, a great series, and you can count on it having a proper conclusion. Attack on Titan, and yes, I stand by this one. Attack on Titan is a great series, and the ending is good. I know the ending is controversial, like a lot of people didn't like it, especially manga readers. I remember when the manga ended, everybody was saying the ending is the worst thing ever. It killed your family, it attacked you, it ate your lunch, it whacked you over the head and stole your lunch money, and so on and so on. It did everything wrong. But when the anime came, granted, they did tweak some things, change some things, improve some things, but the overall message, tone, ending, how it ended, it landed quite greatly for me. I even have the video if you guys want to check it out. You missed the point of the Attack on Titan ending, but an amazing series from beginning to end, and it's even better on rewatches. You pick up so many things, the reveals, the reaction of the characters that it hits you here, and I'm so jealous of people that get to watch Attack on Titan for the first time ever, and they have the entire thing available to them. I remember season 1, we had to wait like 4 years before even knowing if season 2 was going to happen, which actually that quite hurt a bit the anime. But yes, the ending is actually good, and I stand by that, so check out Attack on Titan. Then we have the next one, which is another obvious one, Tengen Toppa Guren Lagann, and this one, it's a series that once it gets going, it feels like you can't stop it, but the ending actually delivers, and it hits like an emotional truck, like so many on the list here. But Gurren Lagann has that thing that just motivates you, kind of puts you into that mood and wants to drive you to push forward, to care about the people that love you. It's such an awesome series, and the emotions that it instills in you are great. And from the humble beginnings that our characters have, where they end up and how the series ends is amazing. And also the emotional points along the way, what happens here with I'm not gonna go into spoilers, it's really hard to say this, but they are gonna hit you. I didn't think they were gonna do what they did with one of the characters. If you know, you know. And I'm curious, is Gurren Lagann the longest sword in anime that we've seen? Maybe not the exaggerated ones that go to Narnia and so on, but man, such an amazing series. And if you're gonna get into this one, you're gonna enjoy it a lot. And the movies are also great for Gurren Lagann. So pretty much a lot of people watch this one, but somehow if you haven't, I highly recommend Gurren Lagann. Now we go to Code Geass. This one is the better Death Note. If you like Battle of the Minds series with an amazing ending. Surely it fumbles a bit around in the middle and some season 2, but to this day is one of the best endings in anime what they did here. And I'm recommending this one even if it has one of the most annoying characters for me in anime. He does serve a purpose. I'm not gonna say which one. If you wanna know, let me know in the comments below there. But Code Geass is an amazing mecha series, Battle of the Minds, and Lelouch is the character that people mistook Eren for. Like, Eren was never supposed to be Lelouch and vice versa. Two different things, and Lelouch delivers on the ending here. Now, I can't speak on the sequels, the movies, the whatever things they have next for Code Geass. I haven't kept up with it. I heard mixed things, more leaning into the bad things. So let me know if you've watched anything past the 2 seasons in the comments below. Is anything worth it besides that girl tied there? I've seen that scene everywhere. But the series itself, the first 2 seasons are great, and it more than delivers on the ending there with Lelouch and the conclusion here. And I need some pizza. Man, I need some pizza every time with this anime. Now we get to a recent series. The best new series from last year, Orb on the Movements of the Earth. This series just, it hits hard would be an understatement. It was the best new series and really reminds me quite a lot of Villain Saga. Has that vibe to it, more serious, more character focused, and with amazing themes, focusing on the history a bit and what it meant to pursue knowledge and also hold back knowledge to stop it from being spread around. I'm trying to talk around spoilers, not mention anything, but I highly recommend going into this one blind. Watch it and definitely give it 3 episodes. Hits from episode 1, but from episode 3 it really gets going here, and it has that way of making new characters when you're like, why should I care about this character? But once you're watching a bit more, man, that character becomes so important for you, the world, and everything else. And speaking about humanity, us as a people, and the messaging and themes are quite important here, and I wish more people would understood something like this. And I like how both extremes can be bad, and this can apply to everything in our real life. A middle ground and compromises would be great, but people focus so much on extremes, and yeah, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but check out Orb on the Movements of the Earth if you haven't already. I already talked about it in my top 10 video from last year, if you guys want to check that out, full review of 2024, so enjoy Orb. Now, the next one is gonna be a revenge story, 91 Days. I'm gonna be very vague about this one, just themes a bit and setting. It's mobster focused and makes me think we need more mobster anime series and stories. They're so fun for me, and I love that dynamic quite a lot. Makes me think of Gangster also, but unfortunately Gangster is never gonna be completed properly, let alone the anime. They also had Hitman Reborn, Bakano, and series like that, but 91 Days actually has a conclusion for a revenge story, and the ending gives you a lot of food for thought here, and the characters between them, the emotions, what they do for the revenge, what they do without realizing or realizing, just how revenge actually is, and in a good way portrayed here. And I don't mean revenge is right, I mean they show the dark sides of revenge quite well here, and it's great. 91 days, more people should check it out if you like mobster and revenge type stories with an actual ending. Then we go from mobsters to science fiction a bit with Astra Lost in Space. Now, this series is gonna be really hard for me to talk about it without giving away plot points, characters, settings, so you're gonna have to trust me on this one. The ending is actually good, I like it. The character dynamics, they're revealing what it means to be yourself, about identity, how far can that get you depending on circumstances, and what something else affects your identity. So I know I'm being really vague, but if I want to describe it properly, I'm gonna give away the main plot point twist of the series with Astra Lost in Space. It starts out very chill, you think it's gonna be a nice adventure here, but then it gets more and more serious and intriguing, to say the least. So if you haven't watched Astra Lost in Space, I highly recommend it if you like some space travel and adventures with an interesting twist. Then we have Cyberpunk Edgerunners, which I'm sure a lot of people know about this one, of course, with the game or the tabletop, and this one was all over the place when it first aired, and it's a great series, 10 episodes from beginning to end, and it hits quite hard the setting. But when you go into a cyberpunk setting, you have to prepare for things to go to shit. That's the setting, that's the vibe, kind of like a grim dark but science fiction in a way here. And the music, the characters, the more you'll watch some of the characters, and yeah, Cyberpunk Edgerunners is great, and it more than delivers on the ending. Man, that song towards the end and the emotions here, and yeah, if you haven't played the games or even know about anything Cyberpunk, what rock have you been living under? But this is a good starting point to get into that genre and universe, and after that you can definitely play the game. But Cyberpunk Edgerunners, an amazing series with a proper conclusion, especially for the universe here. Now, if you want something a bit similar to Cyberpunk, we have Akudama Drive. This one is more like Oceans 11, 12, 13, the heist movies, in a futuristic universe or world here. Our characters that don't even get proper names, so to say, have to perform this high stakes heist. And it's gonna be interesting having all of those characters very different from each other, trying to work together against each other. Then you have everybody else being involved besides them, how everything clashes together and how they're gonna succeed or not succeed and how that's going to happen. Such a fun series, and it does have a proper conclusion, and I do wish more people would check out Akudama Drive, especially if you like something like Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Then we have another revenge story, but with a twist, very focused on demons and what it means for people to sacrifice others while saying they have good intention, and somebody else always pays the price for that. It definitely similar in a way with Demon Slayer, but a lot more serious with the demon things and the gruesome things that they can actually do to people, to everybody involved. Not as much focused on the action, which it definitely has actions, the fights are great here, but you also see the darker side. In a way, it's more similar to the new series that it's airing right now as of recording, sort of the Demon Hunter, which already talked about that in my best of season video. But Dororo is an amazing series, the ending is also great, it looks awesome, and the dynamic between the characters, their emotions, and their conclusion is gonna hit quite hard. So if you haven't watched Dororo, it's also a remake of an older series, but they definitely delivered with this one. I highly recommend checking out Dororo. Then we have Odd Taxi, which very few series can do something like this, tying so many characters, plot points, dynamics, while also hit so many themes and things connected to real life, especially some of the episode. the plot points and everything coming together at the end. That kind of blew my mind how the ending was handled there, connecting so many moving pieces. Odd Taxi is an amazing show, and the more attention you pay to something like this, the more rewarded you are. I highly recommend when you watch a series like this, pay attention, be focused. It's not like it's needed. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but you're more rewarded, like I said, with Odd Taxi. And I know the character designs look weird, but trust me, it's going to be worth it, and there's a reason for that. So check out Odd Taxi, such an awesome show, and the ending more than delivers. Megalobox, with 2 seasons in this case. Like, the first season is definitely a bit more sports focused, but then season 2 kind of has a turn in a way. It kind of becomes a bit different anime, not in a bad way, but it hits a lot more on the emotional side, and some of the serious things people go through. Man, some of the episodes just broke me what happened here, and the lessons, the characters, the struggles to push forward to get past some things. And that's not to say season 1 is not good, because it's really good. Both seasons are great. I did have some small issues with the ending. I'm not going to lie about that. I already covered it in videos, but it's still a worthwhile series to check out, especially the art style, how it looks, that gritty look to it, and the soundtrack for it is amazing. And I highly recommend you guys check out Megalobox, both seasons. Then we have Vivi, Fluorite Eyes Song, and such an awesome series from the way it looks, the action, some of the fights, the choreography that happens here, but also the focus on AI, like actual proper AI, not the bullshit that we have in our current day here, which sucks ass, but proper artificial sentient intelligence here, focused on our songstress Vivi and what it means for that world and all the tribulations and everything she goes through and everybody along with her. And the ending more than delivers. It's also with the creator of ReZero, Tape Nagatsuki, and the writer Eiji Umehara from the Chaos Child virtual novel. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the name, but this series is such an awesome series here. And if you like something that delivers on the science fiction aspect a lot more than the fantasy that we had more prevalent in anime in general, I highly recommend Vivi if you haven't checked it out. Then we have a detective series, ID Invaded. It's very focused on the inner workings of the mind. Kind of reminds me also a bit of Minority Report in a way, but more invading the mind than reading the future here. Your id, your ego, very focused on identity and what it means to be a criminal, what drives people to be that sort of way, and the detectives having to delve into the mind of the criminals to discover what happened. But that's as far as I'm gonna go with the description for this one, because some of the episodes, like one episode just broke me so much I cried my eyes out. It hit me like an emotional truck train together here what happened in this series. It's part of my weakness, and great series, but prepare for emotional damage with ID Invaded. But I recommend it if you like something mystery, detectives, and a twist, and a lot of emotions with this one. Then we have Recreators. This is a reverse isekai. Imagine fantasy characters coming to the real world. But the main drive of this series, so to say, is very focused on how writing works, how character works, how story works, how can you make something be good for somebody to read. And that also plays a lot into resolving the conflict of the series and how would those characters react if they got to meet their creator. Imagine you wrote a character and that character comes to life, and how would you react, and how would that character react to the meeting between those two forces, so to say. It's an awesome series, but it's also very dialogue focused. Like, there's gonna be a lot of talking, and especially talking about writing, but it more than delivers. And I do wish we get more series like this with Recreators, and this one does much better what Zenshu tried to do. I highly recommend the Recreators. Then we have a series that a lot of people know about, Mob Psycho 100. Fun series, it looks great seeing Mob go from 0 to 100, all of the fights, all of the action, and him growing and developing as a character, as a human. So much character development in this series, and combined with action, fun, comedy moments here. Also with the One Punch Man creator, more than delivered on Mob Psycho. But I'm not going to lie, I found some of it boring here, but that's personally me, what happened with Mob Psycho. No shade on the series itself. I know a lot of people love it and more than embrace the ending here. And probably my favorite character is not even Mob in the series. I'm not gonna say which one. You guys probably know. He's the guy that gets Mob into trouble. Let me put it that way. But such a fun side character. He kind of stole the show for me here. And Mob Psycho, you guys probably watched it. If not, you're in for something amazing. Having this entire series, being able to binge it back to back. So I highly recommend Mob Psycho 100. Then Kill la Kill. How can I describe this one without sounding like I'm losing my mind? If you haven't watched it at all, if you watched it and you're into anime a lot, this is very normal. But imagine clothes being alive, and what does that mean if that were to happen? And student councils are the most powerful, strongest things in the universe, but it's such an out there series. It shouldn't work, but somehow it works here, and it's really fun and actually hits on emotions also, and the ending delivers. I wish you get more weird series like this, but weird in a good way. I miss when we got series like this one, but actually that works. That doesn't mean just because you're weird or unique you're good, but Kill la Kill is definitely that, and I highly recommend Kill la Kill. Just go into it with an open mind and you're going to enjoy Kill la Kill a lot. Now we have a question. What if a parasite takes over your hand, but that parasite was alive and it has no issues with killing anything and everyone around you? And what happens when there's more of those parasites into the world, and our main character having to deal with that? Now, this series is a bit older, but I still highly recommend Parasite the Maxim. If you haven't watched it here, fun series. It more than delivers on the ending, and some of the things are gonna hit quite hard, figuratively and literally, what happens with the series. So if you haven't checked it out, please do yourself a favor and check out Parasite the Maxim. Very few series actually do time travel well, especially when they're focused on it, and one of the few is Steins Gate, and it actually more than delivers on that aspect, the characters, the dynamic, and how the time traveling actually works. But it's a slow burn. It's more than worth it, but I've known a lot of people that gave up because, hey, nothing's happening. No, there is something happening. The build-up is worth it, otherwise everything else is not gonna hit as strong or as well if you just go straight for the action, so to say. But Steins Gate is worth it, but give it time to cook. You're gonna get a 5-star course meal with Steins Gate, especially if you enjoy time travel and wacky characters, but in a good way. So I highly recommend Steins Gate. Then the last series, we have Summertime Rendering. If you enjoy something like ReZero, you're definitely going to enjoy Summertime Rendering, and a bit of Steins Gate in a way, with what happened to it. It more than delivers on the ending. The twists are great, the characters, the setting, the world here, and kind of goes under the radar of a lot of people with this one. But I highly recommend Summertime Rendering. If you haven't watched it, it's such an awesome series, but more people should definitely check it out. And yes, it does deliver on the ending, and the more you watch it, is another one of those series, the more attention you pay, the more rewarded you are. And also the mysteries are great when you pay attention and you figure out things for yourself, or when the reveal happens and then it clicks also for you. Oh wait, yeah, that thing there and that thing over there, that's how that works, or what happened here. So I highly recommend Summertime Rendering if you enjoy a mystery with twists and some ReZero sprinkled in there. So yeah, those are pretty much my series that I wanted to recommend to you guys to check out if you want a series with an actual conclusion, an ending, and one that is good. I'm sure there's a lot more. Some of them I've missed, some of them maybe I haven't watched, so I would highly appreciate it if you guys let me know down in the comments below what other series I should watch, or maybe others should watch. But of course, don't go into spoilers. It's very hard for me, this video. I recorded so many parts of it again and again because I was randomly trailing off into spoilers or giving away plot points. I had to stop myself and choose my words carefully not to go into spoilers and so on. And it's hard talking about, hey, you should watch this series because the ending is good, but I'm not gonna be able to tell you the ending, so you should just trust me. No, try them out for yourself, see if you like it, stick with them, but at least you have the security, you know that it actually has an ending and you're not left in limbo. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So make sure you check out some of my other videos also. There's multiple links in the description on the channel, and keep enjoying anime. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye bye.